What I'd like to do is I'd like to take you through what your visitors and your guests are going to see as you go through the museum. So we'll begin by getting into an elevator that'll take them up to the top floor of the museum, and as they come out, as they enter the exhibit, what they're going to see is a surrounding desert view. And the reason for the surrounding desert view as opposed to a shot of Jerusalem or maybe Tel Aviv is because the story of Israel doesn't begin in 1948 when Israel became a state. Who was an American lawyer and humanitarian who made the decision to come to Israel. He founded a group of people who were there to provide humanitarian assistance and to help build the state. It became the American colony, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with. But there were people who had dreams of helping to establish the state. And that gave rise to the next group that's going to be portrayed in the museum, and that's the vision. There'll be another area of the Gallery of the Brave, and as visitors approach a sand table, they'll be greeted by a hologram of General Allenby, the great strategist of the War for Independence. And Allenby is going to lead them through a debriefing on how he was able to secure Jerusalem and set it free from the hands of the Turks. The final area of the museum is going to be showing, you'll see the visitors seated in a semicircle. But that semicircle is going to be in front of a mirror. So it's going to create the image of a complete circle. And as the visitors watch the image of the complete circle, the mirror is gradually going to be replaced with the faces of the heroes that they've come across through this entire 45-minute experience. These are the heroes of Zionism, but a glimpse of a great mosaic, defenders of the promise, friends of the people of Israel. But what begins to happen is suddenly their own faces, being shot from cameras in the room, are interspersed in the midst of these heroes. And the grand finale, pointing and pushing all of us to work together, is the task of carrying the promise forward. They'll hear a voice saying to them something along the lines of, someday, somewhere, at a moment in your life, you may have such a call, an opportunity to pass this torch of this promise forward.
I am guiding for different languages as speaker, and I guide a lot of evangelical groups. And having my Jewish background, it's very important for me to bring the Christian narrative into the Zionist story.
Yes.
And up until now, I could bring my stuff, I could bring myself, but I think it's a great tool to use right now to bring them to the city center, to the first neighborhoods outside of the city walls, and it will be a great opportunity for me, for my groups, and I thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, I'll pass those comments along to Dr. Evans.
Thank you
so much.
Very much.
We're looking forward to having you in this center.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, it would be your idea to do something in Jerusalem for us. It's nice, it's good, it will be great success for everybody.
Wonderful.
For Israeli people coming to see it in Hebrew, and for tourists coming to see it in the evening, it will be good luck.
I'll pass those thoughts along to Dr. Evans.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
So as you can see, the response of the people here is very, very positive. Tour guides are saying there's nothing like this we've ever seen. This is filling a gap that we have needed in Israel for many, many years. And one of the tour guides even said, it never made sense to me before, but now I see how it all fits together. So there were 2 or 3 people who came up to me and said, please thank Dr. Evans for making this effort and putting this museum. And so I pass their thanks a lot to you, and I look forward to seeing you in Nashville. Shalom.